fuck influencers, those motherfuckers bitching on the internet. It's not, I don't dislike people who like have something to say. It's influencers who project a lie that the people in this world buy into, even though they're living a fake life. A lot of influencers, like gym people, people who are, looks like they're doing crazy travel plans, a lot of them are so fake. They've been proven to be fake. There's lots of people who are just renting out like aircrafts just to look like they're rich. There was a similar weird parasocial thing with a Peter Pan cast member back in the day too, and people going Andy's home, to the point that the Toy Story cast members stopped doing the fall over and pretend to be a toy thing because people spammed it so much. See, people ruin fun things. People ruin fun things. Influencers ruin things for other people. I've known people who buy into like the idea and the influence of these influencers because they see these guys living a fancy life, and their life isn't really fancy. It's all fake. It's all trying to sell something or shill something. It's all advertisement. People who buy into what influencers are or what they're trying to sell are some of the most delusional and weak-minded people because they are living a lie. People who look at people on Instagram and the relationships, here's what a relationship should be, and it's a list of stuff that's totally unrealistic. You should never fight in a relationship. You should never have arguments. It should be peaceful. It should be flowing. And I'm like, that is not how relationships work. Even if you're best friends with someone, you're going to have arguments with them. You're going to have disagreements with them. And the fact that there's people in this world who look at that and think, oh, that's realistic. Oh, we had an argument? Okay, I'm done with you. They throw you to the side. Oh, you've changed a little bit? Oh, you're not talking about me all the time? I'm throwing away. I'm done with you. That's the kind of world that we live in now, and it fucking bothers me, man. It is, and it's, we engage and we lift up the stupidest fucking people, which, speaking of the world's stupidest fucking people, it's that fucking Rakai kid. I don't care if he's 17. He's one of the stupidest motherfuckers I have seen bless the internet in a very long time. Well, at least since Johnny Somali, because I think Johnny Somali kind of took the cake. Hope you have fun in jail, jackass. Like, he's such a dick rider. And like Kai Cenat, I have no opinion on him. I've not watched his content. I know he's like a big IRL streamer. And, you know, again, his ads are all over like New York City. All over New York City in Times Square. But the idea that like Kai is trying to go out and live a better life and live a different life, coming from someone who was dedicated to the deathmatch pro wrestling craft, and that's kind of where I made my first bit of prestige in, and realizing this is not what I wanted to do much anymore, and I wanted to do other things. I wanted to branch out beyond it, and people gave me shit for it. Seeing Kai Cenat kind of go through the same thing, but he wants to do fashion and other stuff, and he's reading, trying to work on his dictation, his enunciation, and there's a bunch of people that, unfortunately, that kind of streaming community has glamorized and lifted up to the point where it's like the common on the internet, where they're making fun of him for diving into fashion and diving into reading, trying to be smarter. I'm looking at this and I'm like, where did we go so fucking wrong? Where someone who is actively wanting to improve himself and wants to do other things and doesn't want to do the same thing over and over and over again is the pussy. You know, they're trying to blame his relationship that he broke up with, which it probably played a part. So as someone who has lived that kind of thing, when you have a crazy kind of breakup, it really puts into perspective where you are in life, who you are, if you've lost sight of who you are, because in a relationship, especially one where you're committed and you throw your entire being into the context of that relationship, and you end up giving so much of yourself, when that goes away, you don't know who the fuck you are anymore, and you don't know what you like, who you are. You can dedicate, 1 to 8 to 10 years of yourself into that person. And when they're gone, that's a major part of your life that's not there anymore. So then you have to ask yourself, what do I want now? And I'm seeing this Kai Cenat guy, again, I don't know anything about him beyond he's a bigger streamer, God bless him. And he's also unfortunately lifted up people like Rakai. But I look at him and I feel bad, because I hope it's not some like plea for publicity. I don't think it is. It seems so very genuine, but it's so hard to read with all these people who are constantly pulling on some kind of character. I just want some authenticity with people, and I hope he's being authentic, and I hope he starts finding what he's looking for. I hope he's finding his place in life and what he wants to do next, because he's already made his wealth with streaming, and people could be like, just do the stream, bro. It's not that hard. Be the stream guy. People want to do more, man. Kayfabe applies in more than just wrestling. It's unfortunate that we live in that world now where people are putting on such a face and they can't be their authentic selves. They have to be a whore to the industry and be something that they're not in order to sell themselves as that. Again, this dude's going out there, he's reading books and doing a whole bunch of other stuff, and I just really hope he's finding what he's looking for at the end of the day. I'm going through and like reading a whole bunch of this. Like he's doing stuff with his mom. I started living every single day leading to that person. I mean, that's kind of a relationship, especially when you get broken up with. I know that feeling, and I know how empty it is, bro. When you wake up and that person's not even there anymore, and you go, what do I do now? Whether it is a positive or toxic influence in that life, if it's not there anymore, you have to question yourself, what am I gonna do? What am I supposed to fill that with? And then you have to figure out how to, replace the cycle of your life with another new cycle. You have to fill with some new repetitious thing, because despite what we say, we humans crave a little bit of repetition. It's a level of intimacy that humans crave in the back of their heads, whether they deny it or not. Some semblance of normalcy, whether it is crazy, whether it's strange, whether it's, really bland, as long as it's something, we need to fill that hole. And when it's a relationship, that's replacing like a whole half of your other life, especially if it's a long, committed, and in-depth relationship. When Filthy Frank had to break kayfabe for his health and aspirations, and his fans got whiny about it. No, that's perfectly said. So even going back to this year, I was talking to someone, or last year, when I was in Japan, and someone was talking to me, and they said, "You've been the deathmatch guy for so long. You've been the deathmatch guy. People can say they're the deathmatch guy, but in terms of America, you were the young deathmatch guy. You were the guy who was going around and making a name for yourself. You were lifting up promotions, and this is someone else's words, not mine." They basically alluded to, you've been basically pro wrestling's Filthy Frank for 6-7 years, right? When are you going to stop being that guy, and when are you going to level up and be Joji? When are you going to level up and be Joji and really live and make money and do the other things that you want to do? And that really struck a chord with me too. And this was, I think, like immediately before or after the Budokan. And I just posted recently how I kind of poured my heart and soul into that match, which I've talked about on the channel. And I did that match, and I was just so tired of being that. It sucked the life. It sucked the soul. It sucked any love I had for deathmatch wrestling kind of right out the window. And I didn't want to do it anymore. And I wanted to do other things. And there was a couple people who were going, oh, he'll be back. There were veterans in deathmatch wrestling going, he'll be back when he's not making any money. I'm not going to do something if I don't want to do it anymore. If I don't love it, if I don't have passion for it, why would I want to lead this life just to fall into the same crutches and the same mistakes that other people live, where they do things despite hating it, but just because it makes them money? Because at the end of the day, we don't have long in this world. Money does not go with us when we die, It's that tired old saying, but it's true. And I'm having more fun doing this, sitting here talking with you and wrestling regular matches and not bleeding from my feet, from my back, from my head, from the top of my head, not landing on sharp objects. I see these guys, and a lot of people will not understand them. They'll make fun of them. They'll poke wisecracks. But when you're a creative person and you pour your heart and soul into something, you pour your existence into something, And then you have some kind of crazy life experience that makes you want more. You want to do more and be known for more. People will point and laugh. And then at the end of the day, it's up to you to really step forward and prove them wrong. And that's what I'm trying to do every day. Kai Cenat has nothing to prove to anyone. He'll go, and he has so much influence that no matter what he does, he will rake in dividends of, wealth, of success. I genuinely think he's so well known now. Same with Speed. Speed's kind of the same way. And I don't know this guy at all. I don't know why I was looking at it. But yeah, I just here. I hear this, and I mean it. I hear this and I understand, and I relate to him on such a level that people will not understand. Words are the most powerful thing in the world, to be honest. That vulnerability hits me in the heart, especially as an English teacher. As someone who is pretty well spoken, even on my own end, I was reading more books, not just to grow my mind, but to grow my diction, my vocabulary, to grow my understanding and grasp of the English language. And even doing like the streaming, even so, I look back at my videos, I look back at myself in editing, and I realize how I want to get better at speaking publicly, because that only is going to affect my promos in pro wrestling, but it also helps me make better content, and it elevates me for myself, but also it elevates how I speak to you all. I know how to now slow down my words through watching my own videos, through reading. I've grown my mind and my understanding through the concepts of like stoicism, through reading about other people's experiences, and I've grown my capacity to watch other people like Kai right here and have a sense of compassion and a sense of empathy and honestly solidarity, where I feel the same way. Even though he's much better off than me, he's so much more successful than me, and I'm striving to even reach a 10th, a 20th, even though it's less, a 5th, of that kind of success and fame. I only want to do that doing the stuff that I want to do. I don't want to change who I am. I don't want to be fake with who I am. He wants to go out there, and as he said, if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. Again, if me being a regular pro wrestler doesn't work, and if me being a streamer, a content creator does not work, so be it. At least I tried, man. I would much rather be myself and trying all these new things and putting as much as I can, as much as my all into it. Like, part of me wants to go out and have like a conversation with this guy, because whether he might realize it or not, I think that there's a connection between artists no matter what. And I understand what he feels. I understand what he's going through, even if it's on a whole different spectrum of financial and optic success. At the end of the day, it's the same kind of feeling. I struggle with the same. I have a hard time explaining myself sometimes. Listen, I know I have brain damage. I've been hit in the head with chairs. I've been dropped on my head. I've been thrown around and rocked around so many times. But it's not going to stop me from trying to raise myself and raise my standards of living, of education, of communication, because then I can do promos like I did that you all just saw, and people can recognize the differences and recognize that I'm really trying to be a totally different human being. The person I was a year ago was not remotely the same person that I was even 2 years ago. The change from last year to the year before is a whole different animal. Most people live their life complacent and happy that they get some kind of success, and they never want to change. They want to ride that line. They never want to deviate. They want to just hold on to that until they can hopefully retire, then die. Some of us just want to do more. Some of us just want to grasp as many straws, grasp as many stars as we can, because there's a drive in us. And honestly, through what I was going through the last couple of years, I was so busy trying to push someone else to elevate them because I cared so much about them, I forgot about myself. I forgot about who I am. So when the time came and I was dropped like a bad habit, I didn't know who I was anymore. I didn't know what I wanted to be. I was happy just kind of doing the same old song and dance. I was surviving. It was okay. And I look at myself now and I'm happy. I'm happier. I'm not happy. I'm still trying to live a better life, you know, a better life for myself, for Coda, for Dio, for my future animals, for my future wife, my future kids, for my future self. But I'm happier now looking back than I was a year ago. I was miserable a year ago. 2 years ago, I was super miserable, but I would smile through the pain. And now, I can look at myself, and I know there's a long road ahead still. The road is long, it's weary, it's filled with mountains, it's filled with hills, it's filled with valleys, it's filled with thorns. But I think I'm better and more prepared for it. My mind is warped. My capacity as a human being, as an intellectual, as a compassionate person has changed and gone through its own transformations. But if I can't be myself at the end of the day and be successful and not be a fake person who needs to do favors, kiss ass, and be a fake and inauthentic representation of myself to make it, I don't want to do that. That's the kind of influencer I dislike at the end of the day. This is what it kind of goes off of. That's the kind of influencer that I look at and I'm like, you're selling a bill of goods that you don't even believe in. You're selling a bill of goods that people are going to buy, and it's going to ruin their lives. It's going to ruin others' lives by proxy, because no matter what people can say while they're focused on themselves, you know, I'm focused on me. All I care about is me. That kind of attitude, and any attitude, affects people around you who care about you, who want to care about you, and it warps them and hurts them. It's okay to care about yourself, but you have to be realistic to the people around you. You have to be aware of that what you like and what you do hurts people around you. And if you're selling this bill of goods crock of shit, fake reality TV shit that people are so desperate to believe in, because it sounds nice, it sounds like it's the new age fairy tale, you're an asshole. You're a liar. And people that believe them are fools. I know people that believe them. I've lived with people who believe that shit. I'm tired. I don't want to be the influencer. I want to be the anti-influencer. I'm done with the crazy edits to try to make myself look like an intellectual. I'm tired of people in pro wrestling who cut out an entire promo, but they can't speak fluently enough, so they chop it up with cute editing and cute digital effects to make themselves look appealing. I'm tired of the inauthenticity in a world that craves authenticity. We're tired of the inauthentic. We all want to be and see and believe in people who are real. And you know, I was going to do a whole video on influencer stuff. I was. But I guess now I'm just going to have to clip this and post it out. Because I started listening to Kai, and I was reading all the comments, and I got so sick of reading how fucking delusional, how rotten people's brains and hearts and souls have become. That hate on someone for wanting to do something better for themselves or do something more. People want to limit you no matter what, and they'll hold you back because that's all they want. They don't want to push themselves. I'm going to be honest for a minute. I'm a fake ass fan. I barely knew about your wrestling career until a recent event, so to speak. But it was seeing how you responded to it and seeing your personality come through all the negativity that made me go, oh shit, I want to support this guy. He seems rad as hell. Again, that was not my intention for all the things that I said in light of recent events. But I am just a human being. No matter what, no matter how much you hurt me, if I loved you at some point, I will always care. You know, I'm a fool, I'm an idiot, and it's probably going to be a stain on my career for the rest of my life. And, you know, pro wrestling is a very corrupt and gross business, and I've had a lot of comments and people commenting at me about that, and a lot of people have said she'll be more successful than you and XYZ, and I don't really care about that. I don't care. I didn't want it to get posted to begin with, but at the end of the day, I saw some of the things that people were saying towards her, and no matter what, and this is maybe weakness on my half, as some people would probably see it. It's someone I cared about, you know. I poured my heart and soul and my love into. And at the end of the day, it took a lot out of me. I did not enjoy Japan as much as I probably should have been. I did not enjoy my life for the last year as much as I should have been. And I'm trying to find my place in this world again. And I feel like more than not, it's here talking to people, making content, being a real human being, being authentic. Whether it makes me a whole bunch of money or not, I don't care. As long as I can live and support myself and maybe one day have a better life, sure. But I'm a human being and I still care about other people even if they wrong me, even if they hurt me. Now, are there some people I do hate? Yeah, but I'm a human being. I'm not infallible. I'm never going to say I'm infallible. Sometimes I'm a very weak human being. We all are. And if you think you're not, you're fake. You're a liar. We all have our vices. We all have our Achilles heel. But as long as through being a positive and caring human being and wanting the best for myself and other people, I can talk to people like Cassie or get introduced to people like Cassie. And then they eventually go and see my work and they say, wow, wait, no, he's actually really great. What the shit? That's authentic and that's real. I don't think many people miss me. I think I'll be missed more as years gone by. And I hope I can reach to higher levels of whether it's streaming, media, or pro wrestling. And I get to the point where people say, wow, we really took AKIRA for granted. At the end of the day, I hear that a lot more than not years gone by. We really took him for granted. We really were wrong about him. And I just want someone to finally look at me and go, we were right about you. And we don't regret pouring our heart and soul into you. I think we all want that. Maybe that's what Kai's looking for right now. I don't know. He's pouring his all into something else, and he hopes that he's getting some kind of love back, because maybe he's just not feeling it from streaming anymore. I wasn't feeling it from deathmatch wrestling. I came back to the United States, and it was rather anticlimactic for me. But as I said at the end of TOD, I was like, you know what? My last death match was the win getting stolen from me. That seems to be the prime example of my deathmatch career. Opportunities being swept from underneath me. Someone, the hotter person at the moment, getting the opportunity, and not me. That's life, and you have to live with those things. I'm gonna live with that for the rest of my life. Just like I live with these scars. No matter what tattoos I get over, no matter how much I change, no matter how much I evolve, at the end of the day, I'll know that on my skin are these scars that I got from doing some very stupid style of wrestling that I don't regret. I don't, and I'm never going to. Because at the end of the day, it's that style that got me here, looking at you in a camera, talking to you, entertaining you, whatever that may be. You know, if deathmatch wrestling got me to the point where I can be in front of this camera and look you in the eye, and it can take me to even higher levels of grandeur than I've ever had before by just being a human being, that's great. I'm not going to regret that. But I understand what you're going through, bro, and it hits harder than you know for more people. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep striving. Keep dreaming. Keep trying to be a better you. At the end of the day, that goes to anyone in the chat. Just try to be a better person. Reach out for it. Strive. Do those dreams. You got one life. That's why I'm grateful for the people I have in my life, even if I can't express it properly to them. I deeply cherish them so much. And you know what? It might seem inauthentic, Jen, but like I feel that way for all of you guys. A lot of people will be fake and disingenuous and be like, oh, thanks for the raid, thanks for the subs, thanks for the bits. At the end of the stream, when I'm talking to you guys, no matter how many we get, I mean it. I'm so thankful that there's so many people that want to sit and use their time and listen to me, laugh at me, talk with me, and be entertained by me. And I want you people to know I don't take it for granted. I don't. And I'm locked in on this. I'm locked in on doing the content stuff, on the streaming, and I'm still going to wrestle. I'm going to. Whenever it happens, whenever it's booked, it doesn't matter to me. But the fact that there's people that are still cheering for me all around the world, people who want to come in and spend, hours with me while watch me play a video game and talk with my friends, and we all laugh and have a good time. That means something. Because how many people can actually say that, How many people can actually look at someone and say, thank you for wasting your time with me? And we all know about time wasted. It's not wasted if you enjoy yourself. And as long as you all are enjoying yourself, that's great. It was a solid rant. Side note, very nice meeting you last Saturday. Okay. Thank you, Sam. No, I appreciate it. It was nice meeting you. Let me see here. It's expired. Sorry, Cassie, I'll still read your comment. If I can be super gay for a minute, you're a beautiful person, and I'm really glad I found you either way. Cassie, that's not gay. That's just being real, And I'm happy that you found me, and I'm happy that you're enjoying yourself, and I'm happy that you're hanging out in the stream, and you're finding a community outside of the real world. That's at the end of the day, no matter how big, as I said before, and I'll say it again, no matter how big this channel gets, no matter how big I get as a streamer, I want to be real with all the people in my community. I want to make this a place where we push each other as human beings, but we enjoy all the things that we love together. And if I can be at the forefront of that and be the de facto marketing piece, the headpiece, that's awesome. That's awesome. Because that's mine. I did that. And again, just like all the stuff I did in pro wrestling, in deathmatch wrestling specifically, I did that. I didn't kiss ass. I didn't, grease palms in order to get something I wanted. I sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed and sacrificed up until someone at least gave me my due, even for a moment. I won the original King of the Deathmatch. I won the original Deathmatch belt. And there's no greater high than that. There's none. I was the face of a Japanese company for basically over a half year. And the fans still miss me. Not many people get to say that. And I want to do it again, and I want to do it more because I know I can. I know I can, and I know I'm worthy, and I know I'm valuable. At least now more than ever, I can look at myself and say, damn, I'm something worth something, I'm not just a pro wrestler. I'm a great communicator. I'm a great orator. I am a talented storyteller. I can make kids love me, women love me, men love me. I look like an action figure. Whether it's old fans or new fans, they can look at me and say, he's got something for everyone, Nothing about him is fake. It's not super... if I can be super savvy for a minute, you're a beautiful person. I'm really glad I found you, by the way. And you know what? I hope we get more people like that. I hope we get more people like you, and we get, to the point where we're doing thousands of people watching, and it fills this channel with so much joy, us laughing and having a good time. You all making me mad. The mods making me mad. Brian making me mad. That's a great life. If I could be here, sitting here, pay my friends to help me run my show, run my channel. I can sit here and play video games with my best friend of 26 years, and that's my life. And I get to go to Twitch cons and see people, or just or go to conventions and see people. That's awesome. God, that sounds amazing. And I don't have to deal with fake promoters who, if you wrong them in some weird way or they don't like you in some weird way, they won't book you even though you're one of the most popular wrestlers going. That sounds great. I'm tired of the middleman. I'm tired of trying to appease people who don't want to be appeased. I hate it. It doesn't matter how good of a match you can do. It doesn't matter what you make fans feel. If there's one guy in a position of power who doesn't like you, you will not get used. Isn't that so stupid? Isn't that so dumb? In a world where money is king, apparently ego drives more than money. And I'm happy that Kai Cenat is not in an avenue where he has that issue. You know, he's a dude who had the same kind of crisis that I'm having. But he has the capacity and the avenue to go out and do those things, and there's no one hampering him. He's going to go out and do what he wants. And I hope to be like that one day. So again, shout out to Kai for doing that. Keep doing what you're doing, dude. You're never going to see this. You're never going to see this. And if you do, I will laugh.